So you're looking for some teaching tips to help you teach ESL more effectively? You are in luck. Today is ESL Teaching Tips Tuesday. And in this video, you'll learn 5 ways to help maximize student output in your classes. I'll talk about what it is, what the ideal amount of student output is, why it's important, and how to help your students talk more in class. But first, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Keely, I'm the online teacher chick, and I help aspiring applicants get hired and get students with Vipkid. If you're looking to apply to Vipkid, click the link below. Make sure my referral code Keely0001 is entered, and I will be the one to help you through the hiring process and beyond. Essentially, you'll get me as your free coach. And if you're just here to up your ESL teaching game and you don't know what Vipkid is, feel free to look in the description. There is a video that tells you all about it. So what is student output? Well, it's student talking time. That's just the amount of time a student is talking in your class. And it's important because there are lots of ways for students to take in English passively. They can read books and magazines and articles. They can watch movies and watch TV and listen to music. And all of those are pretty readily available to them outside of class. But what can be a bit harder to come by outside of class for some students is quality talk time. And research shows that language learners show faster improvement when they're able to practice what they've learned more often. So they need the practice to get better. Also, when there's more student output, there's more opportunity for teachers to correct. And when teachers are correcting students, students get used to the correction process. They understand that making mistakes is part of the process and sort of become okay with it. And then that might help make them more receptive to corrections in the future as well. Of course, some teacher talk time is good. Kids do need to hear native English speakers. Many ESL programs shoot for a 50-50 student to teacher output ratio, and Vipkid does with the lower level students as well. And this can be achieved basically by having students repeat whatever you say. And that way you split the talk time 50-50. And then more rigorous programs, including Vipkid in the upper levels, shoot for a 70-30 student-to-teacher talk time ratio. So how do we get there? Number 1, require that your students speak in full sentences. Vipkid wants this, and parents want this. And I know it can seem kind of unnatural to do this, because when someone says, "Hey, where are you going?" you're more likely to give a 1 or 2 word answer like "the store" or "Sam's" than say, "I am going to the store." But the full sentence is important to students because it makes them focus on grammar and syntax, and that's some practice that's beneficial to them. And to keep your teacher talk time down, you might also think about a gesture or symbol that you can develop to indicate to students or remind them to use complete sentences. What I do is this. And I had to teach my students that at first. I did use words like complete sentence. And now they understand when I do that, they've not given a complete sentence and they need to do that. Number 2, whenever possible, have students read directions. Simple. In Vipkid, directions are right there on the slide, and if you're in a more traditional classroom, then you can find directions when you're using textbooks and when you're using worksheets. And to take this a step further, wherever there are pictures, you can ask students to describe what they see in the picture, and that will help them talk more in class. Number 3, when you need to talk, keep it simple. Here's one way to give directions. Okay, so what I'd like you to do next is read this passage, and then you're going to answer some questions about it to make sure that you understood what you just read. That was something like 33 words. Or you could give these directions. Please read. 2 words. You want to go for that second choice when you're trying to maximize student output because there's a finite time in class, and the more time you spend talking, the less time then students have to talk. So when you can reduce your talk time, do. And in either of these cases, you'd still follow up with the comprehension questions. You just didn't have to say all that stuff in the beginning. Number 4 is related. Don't explain so much. Instead of just providing a whole thorough explanation to a student, ask the student questions to help lead them to the answer. So as an example, you might want a student to understand when you use the article a versus an. And you could say, we use a in front of a noun that begins with a consonant sound, and we use an in front of a noun that begins with a vowel sound. Or, instead of giving all that explanation, you could have your list of nouns with the appropriate articles and have the student look at the list and ask, why do some words or nouns, depending on the level of your student, why do some words have a in front and other words have an? And make them think about it. Doing this will help increase student output, and it will also require that your student uses critical thinking. Number 5, ask open-ended questions. Yes-no questions often get yes-no answers, and answering in one word is certainly not maximizing student output. You could ask the question, do you have any hobbies? Or you could ask, what are your hobbies? The second question is a better option because then the student needs to take a moment and think about it and give a complete answer. And always follow up with, why? Because then they have to think more and talk more. It's really good for them. And then, of course, make sure they answer in a complete sentence. Those are my 5 ways to help maximize student output in your class. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please give it a like. And remember to subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you get notified when I release new videos about online teaching, teaching ESL, and getting hired and having success with Vipkid. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.